There was a moment in history when the most powerful empire on Earth realized something terrifying. It wasn't that they were losing. It wasn't that enemies were stronger. It was that it was already too late. They had armies. They had wealth. They had influence. They thought they were invincible. And then something shifted. Not overnight, not with a dramatic explosion, but quietly, almost invisibly, and by the time they understood what was happening, the collapse had already begun. The illusion of invincibility. Every great civilization reaches a phase where it feels untouchable. Rome believed you cannot fail. You stop asking, believe you cannot fail. You stop asking whether you should change. Invincibility is not strength. It is perception, and perception can blind even the most powerful systems. Rome. The moment they didn't see. In the 4th and 5th centuries, Rome still looked dominant. Its cities were massive, its military was respected, its political system still functioned. If you were an ordinary Roman citizen, life felt stable. Markets were open, officials were working, taxes were collected. Nothing looked like collapse. But beneath the surface, something was weakening. Political corruption increased. Loyalty shifted from institutions to individuals. Economic inequality widened. Public trust eroded. No single event caused Rome's fall. It was 1,000 small fractures. And the most dangerous part? People adapted. They normalized the instability. They believed Rome would always recover until it didn't. The Soviet Union, a modern example. Fast forward to the 1980s. The Soviet Union was a superpower. Nuclear weapons, global influence, massive territory, military dominance. From the outside, it looked powerful, but internally, the system was under strain. Economic stagnation, public dissatisfaction, information control, leadership paralysis. Still, most citizens didn't believe collapse was possible. Then came 1991, and in a matter of months, a superpower dissolved. Not because it lacked weapons, not because it lacked size, but because it lacked stability from within. The structure had been hollowed out, and once pressure increased, it cracked. What actually happens before collapse history shows a pattern. Before collapse, civilizations experience political division, economic imbalance, institutional distrust, overconfidence. But none of these feel catastrophic at first. They feel manageable, temporary, normal. And that's why they're dangerous, because collapse does not begin with destruction. It begins with denial. The psychology of invincibility. Here's something important. Humans are wired to believe in stability. When we grow up inside a powerful system, we assume it will continue. We assume progress is permanent. We assume collapse happens to other societies, not ours. That mindset is universal. Romans believed it, Soviets believed it, Britain believed it, even empires centuries ago believed it, and that belief creates the same blind spot every time. The assumption that this is different. The warning signs that feel normal before collapse. Markets still function. Leaders still speak confidently. Life continues. People adapt to small dysfunction. Corruption becomes routine. Division becomes expected. Economic pressure becomes background noise. Nothing feels dramatic until one event triggers everything. A financial crisis, a political crisis, a military failure. And what seemed stable suddenly unravels. But it was not sudden. It was delayed recognition. The moment it's too late. The most terrifying stage of collapse is not the fall itself. It is the moment leaders realize the system cannot be fixed quickly. In Rome, reforms came too late. In the Soviet Union, Reforms destabilized the structure further. When trust disappears, restoring it is incredibly difficult. And once people lose belief in the system, authority weakens, collapse accelerates. Does this mean modern society will fall? Not necessarily. History does not predict the future, but it does reveal patterns. Modern society has advantages Rome never had: technology, communication, global awareness. But human psychology has not changed. We still become complacent. We still ignore warning signs. We still assume permanence. The danger is not power. The danger is overconfidence. The real lesson. The lesson of history is not that collapse is inevitable. The lesson is that invincibility is an illusion. Strong systems survive when they adapt, when leaders remain accountable, when institutions protect trust, when citizens remain engaged. Collapse is rarely caused by one enemy. It is caused by accumulated weakness.